Welcome to episode 5 of Pull No Punches, where we are going to be talking about dating your spouse and keeping the spark alive. I am Josh.
And I'm Lauren.
And this episode, we're really just going to dig into how we can kind of nurture that relationship and really try to keep that spark lit. Mm-hmm. Lo, you actually showed me a video last week and we actually filmed it.
Yeah.
It was a copy of one that we saw, but it was very interesting. Do you kind of want to just briefly explain what that video was?
Yeah. So this is kind of what got us on the topic. I pulled up this video and it was called a rock, paper, scissors date, which I thought was pretty cool because it basically involved, playing a game, eating food, going to different restaurants. Whoever won the game got to pick the restaurant. We're not going to get too far into it, but it was just completely different than something that we've ever done. And we really liked it.
Yeah. I think that's important. It spices it up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It was unpredictable. It wasn't just your normal, go to drinks, go to dinner, sit down at the same place. It was spontaneous and it was super fun and just something that kind of got us out of our comfort zone.
Right. And we used to do this a while back, was dating our spouses, where when I had a job, it was every Thursday. That was kind of the day on the schedule. That's what we did. Right. So it's kind of fun to get back to some of these little things and jump into it. But the rock, paper, scissors video was actually very fun. Yeah. I was kind of against it initially. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm a guy. I don't like change.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was fun.
And I knew when I presented it to you, you're going to be like, I don't think so.
But I actually won 2 of the 3. So
yeah, that's
yay
true.
Me.
Well, and I think we went back and forth probably 5 times that day. Like, let's not do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And we did it. And was it a blast?
I think it was.
I think
it was a win. We tried a couple new things. We did some stuff that we don't usually do, but yeah, it was good.
Yeah. So on the lines of that being spontaneous, like something we, normally wouldn't do, explain your ideal date night if you were to choose or if you were to pick.
My ideal date night.
Yeah. Like if you were to plan it out, like you could do whatever you want, money aside, kids aside, just whatever you would love to do.
Well, date night would be me and you, no kids.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. Babysitter, boom, done. Dropping them off.
Okay.
Next thing we're doing is we're going to go out to like a happy hour and get a fantastic drink.
Okay.
Talk about our week.
Okay.
Hang out and maybe bounce to another place and have dinner. If that place isn't good for dinner, but just along the lines of rock, paper, scissors, going to another place, I think it's kind of fun. And go have dinner there, talk. And maybe afterwards, go see a movie because I really like movies.
Say that.
I really like movies. And by the end of our dinner, I'm done talking. Let's go hang out. Let's go.
Oh, that's hilarious.
But what would you say yours would be?
Well, it wouldn't be going to a movie.
Guess that's out of the equation.
I would do that for you.
Guess that's what the boys.
Mine probably would start during the day. Honestly, we would do my ideal. Does it have to be night or can it be day?
It can be whenever.
Okay.
No, it's just.
So ideally for me, it would be like doing an activity together. Like we like to rock climb, we like to ice skate. We like to ski, do something fun, like get a lot of energy out, because we really love being active together.
Save the energy for later.
You didn't add that to yours. I was surprised.
I was
trying to be a good boy.
PG.
Okay, good. Anyways, do something active, like fun, like appropriate clothes on in the beginning. Yeah. Get the energy out. And then, we're big happy hour people. Love to find those awesome happy hours, just fun vibes. Dinner. I honestly love just like coming home, spending just alone time with you, watching a movie at our house, having a glass of wine, snacks, anything
cooter
like
board.
that. Yeah.
We call it cooter board. It's charcuterie board.
Yeah.
I call it cooter board. It's just kind of what
name for it.
It's shorter. It's easier to say.
So yeah. It is funny. It's pretty plain, simple.
It is.
But that's what I would enjoy the most, I think. Yeah.
So I do have a question for you here. And before I get into it, the question is actually going to be, do you think date night is important and why? Now, I haven't showed you this. We didn't put this in the script.
Oh,
but
boy. Okay.
A 2022 survey by the Institute of Family Studies. So I'm going to kind of answer this for you, but then I want to hear your answer.
I'm excited to hear it.
Okay. So by this survey in 2022, over half, 52% of husbands and wives reported never to go out on dates, while 48% regularly go out on dates.
Wow.
So over 50% don't go on dates.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. That is crazy.
So let's dig into that a little bit more. Husbands and wives that reportedly frequently go on dates were 15% more likely to report being very happy in their marriages.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of makes sense. You're communicating on a level. You're talking through your week. You're connecting. You're going back to before kids. Mm-hmm. Okay. So wives and husbands who reported frequent date nights were about 14% more likely to report that divorce was not an option. Yeah. That's a big one.
Wow. Yeah.
That's a big one. And my favorite of all, and men, listen, couples
great.
who date regularly, couples, I'm going to say this again, couples who date regularly were about 21%, 21% more likely to report being very happy in their sexual relationship with their spouse. Males, take note. Checkmate, 21%.
Yeah, we got them listening now.
Dates get them going. And for me, it's not a movie.
It's not a movie. Not a movie.
So off of those stats that I found, let me ask you that question. Do you, Lauren, think date night is important, and why?
Well, my initial answer was yes, but on a serious note, hearing those statistics and how easy it is to get away from it, and we can talk about this later, but there has been seasons of our life where, we've probably gone months without just taking a date for ourselves. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy when you think of what it actually does for you. It's not just, a lot of times it's work to do a date night. It's money for a babysitter. It's, finding a babysitter, and it's figuring out what you want to do. Right. And also disconnecting from the week, disconnecting from the stresses of life, or trying to at least.
Right.
And, I guess you would call that, relationship maintenance, where you're really just trying to reconnect with each other and get out of that like work mindset or the stress mindset or the kid mindset. Sure. And ultimately, creating that spark again, whether it's sexually or communication wise or emotional and mental, well-being for each other, just regrouping, everything. And intimacy is a big thing for, both males and females. And, it's, I love hearing those statistics because it does put it in perspective for me. Yeah. And so 100%, I mean, the question is yes, it is very important.
Does it feel like we connect better when we go on dates? Do you feel that we're more connected? We have a very unique situation that we've mentioned probably on multiple different podcasts, but we work together, we sleep together, we parent together, we hang out together, we drive together, we drop the kids off together, we date night together. Like, I don't know when I'm not with you.
We cook together, we clean together, we do laundry together.
I don't know, but I don't do laundry. We don't,
oh wait, yeah, you don't do laundry.
I don't do laundry.
Wait. Oh wait, sorry, that was a plug there.
But do you feel like when we have that one-on-one time with no kids, that we connect? Or do you feel like that connection's already there most of the time because we're hanging out together? I guess that's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, it is a good question. And it's funny, just this past Sunday, I had one of my friends, she was being very kind and asking me kind of along those lines of, you guys do all of this together. How do you do it? Like you seem like you have a great marriage. You seem, you're a really good example for herself or she said for me and my current boyfriend, because they're kind of struggling through some stuff. And I said, well, it doesn't come without struggle. It was a huge compliment because it meant a lot to me to hear somebody say that, first of all. But I think this topic is one of the biggest reasons why we're able to do that. And you think about it, it's like, okay, so we just hung out for what? Not hung out. We were working or we were doing something, but we were around each other for 9 or 10 hours. And now we're going to try to disconnect from what we were just doing together and completely change mindsets to relaxation and connection and things like that. And to be honest with you, I think we do. For me, it is different. Like just because it's the same person, because we are kind of, flipping off of a switch and flipping on another one. I think we do a pretty good job of that. Of course, we do talk about work still and we do talk about stuff, but it's just, it's refreshing to just take that time with you, intentionally to date you.
Yeah.
And dig into other things we may not do while we're together all the time during the day.
Sure.
But
yeah, and I think kind of going off along those lines, and we'll get into this into another episode, but the work-life balance, I think because we're that athletic mindset and we're super competitive, again, another podcast we'll do is on our competitiveness is kind of a bad thing at times. But I think that business sense is when it's good, it makes date nights that much better. And when it's bad, it gives us something to kind of look back on. So I played football, you watch tape, you break it down, you understand what you did wrong, and then you start moving forward. So it gives us that ground to like reevaluate, okay, what's going on? How do we fix this? And then project how we're going to be better with that. And that's going to better our marriage.
Right.
So it kind of helps that in a way to be competitive. Yeah. And I feel
agree.
like that work-life balance really helps push us in our marriage.
Well, and the other thing is we, chose this career path, this lifestyle for us because we're on the same page when, with work, with our career, with, where we need to be with finances and the roles we have in our career, that we enjoy. To me, we enjoy combining that. Yeah. So, going on a date and talking about it, we enjoy it. It's not like, okay, we need to cut this off. I don't want to talk about work or I don't want to talk about kids. Well, sometimes not, but we enjoy that and we're on the same page in that sense. And it almost, motivates us when we do actually get that time. And we don't talk about work all the time, but we enjoy it when we get that time to really, dive into, bettering ourselves and, looking at our goals, looking at the future or fixing things that need to be fixed.
Right. Yeah.
So
totally agree.
Along those lines, as far as date night goes, when and how often should you do a date night, would you say?
Ideally or realistically?
Well, to start
ideally, I would like to say once a week.
Okay.
And put that on your calendars. And what we have done is Friday night is our date night. And it's kind of turned into more of the kids' date night. It's a fun thing with the kids. It's not necessarily an us thing. And we're in a season of life where it's very, very busy and hard to get away to do just us right now. So ideally, I would like to do it once a week. Are we doing once a week for us right now? No, I couldn't tell you when the last time just me and you went on a date by ourselves. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And not with friends. I'm just saying me and you.
Yeah.
Like every Friday we do pizza night with the kids. That's our thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's funny we're talking about this because I'm thinking
really
through
think about it. Yeah.
Like we haven't done that in a long time.
Well, because you think about with life, like you're trying to schedule time with friends.
Yeah.
We do our Friday night pizza night. That is our like ritual with our family.
Yeah.
And like,
well, here's a good one. Our date night actually, and it's probably the best date night that we could have is we play co-ed soccer together.
Yes.
And I think that is on another level. Yeah. I think if I was to re-ask you that question, what's your favorite date? Yeah. That's probably it.
Yeah,
and
you're
you didn't
right.
even think about that.
That is, it is life-giving
so
for both of us.
Break down, like our schedule is Sunday is church, feed the kids, soccer, kind of do yard work and do all that stuff.
Groceries,
then Monday's business. Monday's getting, sales and making sure clients are happy and kind of going through that process. Tuesday is podcast night for us.
Yeah.
Get the kids down early. Wednesday is church group. Mm-hmm. Thursday or Friday is usually softball for me.
Yeah.
And then Friday night is pizza night.
Yeah.
And then Saturday is kind of like the hangout day with the kids and kind of get laundry and things caught up. So there's a whole lot going on. And it's hard to step away from it right now.
Yeah. Or childcare,
Yeah, that's hard.
It's like, it's so hard asking people to watch your kids, and especially when you already have childcare throughout the week for, a church group, and then you have it during the day for work. And it's like the last thing you want to do is ask. Yeah, it's a lot. But I mean, now that I feel like we're like thinking through this in our date nights, I'm like, okay.
Right. We're like, this is going to be a great podcast. Let's talk through this. Wait a minute.
We need to take our own advice. That's good.
Yes. It's finding
it's not
time.
Really advice, I guess.
The hard part is kids, because we have grandma and grandpa that watch the kids a lot. And my grandma and dad are amazing. My my mom and dad are amazing.
Bennett, our children's grandma.
And they that's their love language, is being around children and nurturing them and caring for them and tutoring them and growing them. And they do an amazing job at that. But I feel bad asking them, because there's just not a lot of people that are willing to watch little kids right now.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of babysitters that are out there anymore. They can go make $19 at freaking, Walmart, Panda Express. Like, I'm going to pay them for $25, $50 for an hour now. Like, that's kind of like, that date night just got really expensive really quick.
Well, and that's the thing. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah. So that's a tough situation to have. And childcare is one that, it definitely takes a tribe to raise kids.
Yeah. But when it's all said and done, and if it does work out, man, it's worth it.
Yes.
It's so worth it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so refreshing to be able to do that and just spend that time.
Well, as we start kind of wrapping this up a little bit, one other question I have for you. When you're on a date night with me, our phone,
with you. Who else would it be with?
I don't know, your girlfriends? I don't know. Are phones allowed? Do you let me have my phone?
I wouldn't ever say I don't let you have your phone. I'd say there's times where, we might get on and scroll if, we're waiting for our dinner or something like that. And I think we do kind of keep each other in check. Like, hey, we don't get this very often.
Right.
And I think that's good. I don't think we ever take it offensively. Like, oh, because, we talked about before being on our phones, just like our detox. It's just kind of a natural thing. So,
for sure.
We just remind each other, like, this is going to be very short lived. We may only have 2 or 3 hours together. So get the heck off your phone.
Right.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Let's order another drink.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't think phones are allowed. No, but
that's a big reason I bought the Apple Watch.
Yeah.
When I was working at Boise State.
Why are you pointing to your wrist?
When I was working at Boise State, the coaches would text you nonstop because I worked in the administration. And you're like, where's this presentation? Where are we at with booking flights? Where are we at with hotels? Yeah.
And
that was one of those things, like, I need to get a watch because I'm always looking at my phone.
The anxiety level.
It's always, I need to check it real quick.
Didn't you actually have somebody bring up, do you need to be somewhere? Because you were checking your wrist so much.
All the time. It still happens all the time. Check it.
Anyways.
Yeah. So, that's, I guess that's our hot take on date night.
Yeah.
The key takeaways, males, 21% more sex. Survey says, if you take your wife out on a date, and mine is not a movie,
females.
so probably, and females, I feel like the male needs to initiate it a little bit more. That's how females work.
True.
Speaking from,
I'm just saying.
Yeah. So
if your husband 21% plans more. A date night, that might go up to 50, 60%.
I mean, we did a video, and it's funny that people comment on it, but we did a video about me and how I turn you on. Mm-hmm. And people took it in a way that oh, you don't cook. Oh, you don't clean. Oh, you don't do this. But the whole premise of it was, I'm helping my wife out. I'm doing something that she's already doing. Mm-hmm. I already have chores that I do. Mm-hmm. But if I step into a role that you might be able to assist you when I'm not doing anything. That's one of those things that, I do the laundry. I can do the dishes. I can fold stuff.
Right.
I can help you out. It was one of those videos that, like, people got really upset.
Yeah.
And some girls,
they totally did.
The girls, the women, all the women were like, this is so hot.
Yeah.
Because I think they understand it.
Yeah.
And the men's are like, well, you shouldn't be having a wife that, makes you a house pet.
Yeah.
And it was just super
so
funny.
The comments
or like, you already do your chores. She needs to do her half. Like, that wasn't the whole point of it. So I think that was kind of to the point of, like, just do it.
Yeah.
Help out.
Planning is the hardest part.
It is.
So it's just like, get out of your comfort zone and just do it. And I think sometimes we can be apprehensive, like, oh, I don't know if he's going to want to, or, oh, I don't know if she's, just do it. And man, I bet you're going to be surprised.
For sure.
Just do it.
Just do it. Says it all in the slogan, guys. Just do it. 21%.
Yeah.
So, the next episode, episode 6, we are going to be talking about the competitiveness in our relationship. I briefly had a hint of it in this episode about me winning 2 of the 3 rock, paper, scissors. If anyone picked that up, I'm sure my wife did. But we'll get into more details of how that hinders us in our relationship, how that pushes us in our relationship and business, and as parents as we pass that on. Yep. So catch this episode next week. That'll be episode 6 of competitiveness in marriage. And so we are excited to talk about that and go through it.
We are.
So
we'll catch you next time.
Catch you next week. See you guys.